Over 326,000 jobs, salaries reaching $200,000 annually, and a workforce shortage so severe that entry-level positions are paying $90,000 to $110,000 a year. The Australian mining industry in 2026 isn't just hiring, it's desperate for workers. But here's the kicker. While analysts predicted automation would eliminate mining jobs, the sector is actually facing an 8,000 worker shortfall by 2026. What changed? And more importantly, how can someone with zero mining experience break into an industry where employers are literally flying workers across the country and paying them six figures? This isn't hype, this is data. The sector employed over 326,000 workers as of February 2025, and 96 new projects worth $129.5 billion are set to create 22,000 additional jobs through 2030. The Australian Resources and Energy Employer Association forecasts that 80 mining projects alone will require 19,425 workers. Entry-level FIFO roles are advertising over $7,000 per swing, translating to annual packages exceeding $130,000. And the barrier to entry? Often just a white card certification that takes one day to complete. But wait, there's more to this story than just high salaries and job openings. The industry is undergoing a massive transformation. Critical minerals for electric vehicles, automation creating new technical roles, green mining initiatives, and a generational workforce gap are reshaping what mining jobs actually look like in 2026. The question isn't whether opportunities exist, it's whether job seekers understand how to position themselves to seize them. Let's start with the numbers, because they're absolutely staggering. The mining industry's average weekly wage sits at $2,733, one of the highest across all Australian industries. That translates to approximately $142,000 annually for full-time workers. But that's just the average. Specialized roles command far more. Mining engineers average between $118,000 and $163,000, with graduate positions starting at $91,000 to $109,000. Jobs and Skills Australia projects a 17.1% employment growth for mining engineers through 2028. The total number of professional mining engineer positions is expected to reach 18,800 by 2026. General miners, those operating equipment, drilling, and blasting, average between $160,000 and $180,000, according to SEEK data. That's the average range. Experienced operators in specialized roles can exceed $200,000 annually. Even entry-level mining jobs like driller's offsider or trade assistant positions offer $90,000 to $110,000 for FIFO roles. Plumbing roles in mining pay $90,000 to $171,000 annually. Electricians with high-voltage switching and hazardous area certifications become some of the highest-paid workers on site. Diesel mechanics, heavy equipment operators, and specialized tradies all command premium wages. But here's what makes these figures even more impressive. These salaries come with FIFO benefits. During on-site periods, employers provide free accommodation, free meals, and free flights. Workers fly to remote mine sites for rostered shifts. Common patterns include 2 weeks on, 1 week off, or 7 days on, 7 days off, or even 8 days on, 6 days off. During those on-site periods, living expenses are zero. That means the salary goes directly into savings or debt reduction. The national average weekly wage of $2,733 works out to approximately $142,000 annually, but with accommodation and meals covered during FIFO swings, the effective value is much higher. Industry sources estimate FIFO workers save $20,000 to $30,000 annually on living expenses compared to residential positions. Now, let's examine where these jobs are located, because geography matters tremendously. Western Australia's Pilbara region remains the epicenter of Australian mining. Iron ore operations from BHP, Rio Tinto, and Fortescue dominate this region. The Pilbara produces over 800 million tons of iron ore annually. Western Australia accounts for 46.88% of the national mining workforce as of 2024. Queensland's Bowen Basin is the coal mining heartland. The region hosts multiple metallurgical and thermal coal operations. Queensland's mining sector employs substantial numbers, particularly in coal mining roles. The state also hosts emerging critical minerals projects, including nickel, cobalt, and rare earth operations. South Australia is experiencing significant growth in critical minerals. The Sevier Graphite Project will add 200 jobs by 2025. Projects like the Avon Bank Mineral Sands Project in Victoria will create 588 jobs by 2026. The Donald Rare Earth and Mineral Sands Project adds 150 jobs by 2025. The Goshen Project contributes 400 jobs. New South Wales hosts coal operations plus emerging projects like the Sunrise Project in nickel and cobalt, expected to create 377 jobs by 2026. The Northern Territory has emerging opportunities, particularly in rare earths and critical minerals. Tasmania hosts niche mining operations. But here's the fascinating trend. While mining operations remain in remote regions, the proportion of mining workers based in capital cities has increased. From 2019 to 2024, Western Australia saw the proportion of regional-based mining workers decrease to 22.61%. This reflects the growth of FIFO operations, where workers maintain homes in Perth, Brisbane, or other cities and fly to remote sites for rostered shifts. Perth has become the mining industry's unofficial capital. Major mining companies headquarter their Australian operations there. FIFO workers based in Perth can access mines across the Pilbara and beyond. Brisbane serves a similar function for Queensland's coal operations. This trend creates opportunities for workers who prefer urban living but want mining salaries. Now, let's talk about the types of jobs available, because mining offers far more diversity than most people realize. The industry broadly divides into operational roles, technical and trade positions, engineering and professional jobs, and support services. Operational roles include positions like haul truck operators, drill operators, plant operators, production workers, and excavator operators. These roles typically don't require university degrees, but do require certifications and site-specific training. Haul truck operators, in particular, are in high demand. Training programs exist specifically to move people with truck licenses into autonomous and semi-autonomous haul truck roles. Many entry-level operational positions start as traineeships. Companies are actively recruiting drillers offsiders with no prior drilling experience. These trainee programs offer full training while paying competitive wages. Advertisements for 2026 drillers offsider traineeships specifically state no prior drilling experience needed and offer over $7,000 per swing, equating to up to $130,000 annually. Technical and trade roles include electricians, diesel mechanics, fitters, boilermakers, heavy diesel fitters, auto electricians, plumbers, and instrument technicians. These positions typically require trade qualifications but command premium salaries. The skills shortage in critical trade areas is particularly acute. Mining wage growth averaged 5.3% in 2024, above the national average, and skilled trades saw even stronger growth. Electricians with specialized tickets, high-voltage switching, and hazardous area certifications become indispensable. Only licensed professionals can work on mines' most dangerous electrical infrastructure, creating scarcity value. These roles can command wages exceeding $180,000 annually. Diesel mechanics are crucial for maintaining mining equipment. A single haul truck can cost millions of dollars, and downtime costs tens of thousands per hour. Mechanics who keep equipment running earn premium wages and job security. Certificate 3 in Heavy Commercial Vehicle Mechanical Technology opens pathways to these roles. Engineering and professional positions include mining engineers, geologists, metallurgists, environmental specialists, project managers, and safety professionals. These roles typically require university degrees or specialized qualifications. Mining engineers with bachelor's degrees start at $91,000 to $109,000 and quickly progress to $118,000 to $163,000. The industry currently faces a critical shortage of mining engineers. This shortage drives the high wages and strong employment growth projections. Automation and technology are creating new engineering roles in process control, data science, and advanced robotics. These positions require skills that bridge traditional mining knowledge with software and digital systems. Support services represent an often overlooked entry point. Positions include camp cooks, cleaners, kitchen hands, groundkeepers, store attendants, bar attendants, and administrative staff. These FIFO utility all-rounder positions offer pathways for people transitioning from hospitality, retail, or other industries. Wages are lower than operational or technical roles, but still competitive, often $70,000 to $90,000 with free accommodation and meals. The beauty of utility positions is they provide exposure to mining operations without requiring extensive certifications. Workers can obtain additional training while employed, creating internal career progression. Many haul truck operators and plant operators started as utility workers and worked their way up.
Now let's address the critical question: what certifications are actually required? This confuses many job seekers, but the answer is more straightforward than expected. For most entry-level mining positions, two certifications are fundamental: the white card and site-specific inductions. The white card, officially called General Construction Induction Training, is mandatory for accessing construction and hazard-exposed areas on mining sites. This nationally recognized certification proves completion of basic workplace health and safety training. The course covers hazard identification, personal protective equipment, site safety essentials, and work health and safety responsibilities. The white card takes 1 day to complete. Face-to-face courses run 4 to 6 hours. Cost ranges from $50 to $150 Australian dollars. The certification is issued by registered training organizations and accepted across all Australian states. The white card doesn't technically expire, but employers may require refresher training if workers haven't been in construction for 2 consecutive years. Here's the crucial point: the white card is often the only certification needed to apply for entry-level mining jobs. With a white card, candidates become eligible for positions like trade assistant, driller's offsider, utility worker, and similar roles. The white card signals to employers that candidates understand site safety basics and are serious about mining work. Site-specific inductions vary by location and operation. Queensland's coal mining industry requires Standard 11 mining induction. This mandatory course covers mine-specific safety, legal compliance, hazard awareness, and emergency procedures. Standard 11 includes both theory and practical components. The certification is valid for 5 years with refresher courses available. Western Australia mines may require state-specific inductions. New South Wales has generic induction training covering safety, emergency procedures, and site rules. These inductions are typically provided by the employer after hiring, but having them beforehand makes candidates more attractive. Additional certifications dramatically improve job prospects and earning potential. First aid and CPR certifications are highly valued and often mandatory. Cost is typically $100 to $200, taking 1 day to complete. Working at heights tickets are essential for many roles.
Heavy rigid driver's licenses open opportunities for truck driving positions. Forklift licenses, elevated work platform tickets, and confined space entry certifications all add value. For international workers, the pathway involves additional steps. Australia's mining sector increasingly sponsors skilled foreign workers through visa programs. The Skills in Demand visa, subclass 482, replaced the temporary skills shortage visa in December 2024. This visa implies employer sponsorship and is most common for high-demand trades, including electricians, plumbers, diesel mechanics, and engineers. The Skilled Independent visa, subclass 189, is points-based and doesn't require employer sponsorship. Candidates with in-demand occupations can apply for permanent residency. State nomination visas, subclass 190 and 491, involve nomination by states or territories. These pathways prioritize occupations experiencing shortages. International workers must have their qualifications formally recognized. For trade positions, this involves obtaining a positive skills assessment from Trades Recognition Australia. The assessment may include technical interviews to verify hands-on competence. The process takes time, so international candidates should start early. Now let's examine the hiring process and how to actually get these jobs. The mining industry's recruitment has evolved significantly. Traditional pathways involved knowing someone in the industry or walking into recruitment offices. While networking still helps, formalized processes now dominate. Online job boards are the primary recruitment channel. Seek, Indeed, and LinkedIn host thousands of mining positions. Specialized mining recruitment agencies include TechForce Personnel, WorkPack, Resource Development Group, and numerous others. These agencies maintain relationships with mining companies and frequently advertise entry-level positions. Major mining companies also recruit directly. BHP, Rio Tinto, Fortitude, South 32, Newcrest, and other majors post positions on their corporate websites. Many run structured trainee and graduate programs. The advantage of direct company employment is job security and career progression. The disadvantage is these positions are more competitive than contractor roles. Contractor positions, those hired through agencies, often provide easier entry. Mining companies use contractors for operational flexibility. During booms, contractor hiring accelerates. During downturns, contractor positions may be cut first. However, contractors often transition to direct employment after proving capability. Application processes typically require online submissions. Resumes should highlight relevant certifications prominently. Even without mining experience, transferable skills matter. Truck drivers can emphasize vehicle operation. Mechanics can highlight equipment maintenance. Hospitality workers can demonstrate shift work adaptation and team collaboration. The interview process varies by role. Entry-level positions may involve phone screening followed by face-to-face interviews. Technical roles include competency assessments. Medical examinations and drug alcohol testing are standard. National police checks are mandatory. The entire process from application to site arrival can take 2 to 8 weeks. Here's a critical tip that job seekers often miss. Demonstrating understanding of FIFO lifestyle substantially improves candidacy. Employers want workers who understand the reality: extended periods away from home, intense work schedules, shared accommodation, isolation from family. Candidates who acknowledge these challenges and explain their readiness handle interviews more successfully than those focusing only on salary. The FIFO roster system deserves detailed explanation because it fundamentally shapes the job. Common roster patterns include 2 weeks on, 1 week off, commonly written as 2/1. This means 14 consecutive days working, followed by 7 days off. Another common pattern is 7/7, 7 days on, 7 days off. Some operations use 8/6, 4/3, or even 3/1 rosters. During on-site periods, workers typically operate 12-hour shifts. A 2-week swing involves 14 consecutive 12-hour days. That's 168 hours worked. The work is intense. Physical demands are high. Mental fatigue from extended shifts and isolation can be challenging. However, the off periods provide extended rest. A 2/1 roster means workers have 7 consecutive days completely free. Many FIFO workers use this time for travel, hobbies, family, or side businesses. The compressed work schedule enables lifestyles impossible with traditional 5-day-a-week employment. Accommodation during on-site periods ranges from basic dongas to modern facilities with gyms, recreation rooms, and quality meals. Major mining companies invest heavily in camp infrastructure to support worker well-being. Rooms are typically single occupancy or shared. Internet access, television, and recreational facilities help combat isolation. Meals are provided: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, plus snacks. The quality varies by operation, but larger sites employ professional camp catering companies. Dietary requirements are accommodated. Alcohol policies vary. Some sites are completely dry, others allow limited consumption in designated areas during off-shift hours. Transportation to and from site is employer provided. FIFO workers fly from designated airports, typically Perth, Brisbane, or regional hubs, to site airstrips. Flights are on chartered aircraft. The employer covers all transportation costs. Workers simply need to reach the departure airport. Now, let's examine the industry's future trajectory and what it means for job seekers. The industry faces competing pressures. On one hand, automation threatens to reduce workforce requirements. Rio Tinto operates hundreds of autonomous trucks. Automated rail systems transport ore. Remote operation centers allow Perth-based workers to control Pilbara equipment. However, automation creates new job categories. Someone must program autonomous systems. Equipment still requires maintenance. Data analysts interpret operational metrics. Process control engineers optimize automated workflows. The workforce isn't disappearing, it's transforming. The skills shortage intensifies this transformation. Mining wage growth of 5.3% in 2024 reflected tight labor markets. Skills shortages in engineering, drilling, and heavy machinery operation slowed project ramp-ups in 2025. These shortages are expected to continue into 2026 and beyond. The industry faces an aging workforce problem. The median age for mining employees is 41. Many experienced workers are approaching retirement. Younger Australians often view mining as environmentally damaging or outdated. This generational gap intensifies workforce challenges. To address shortages, companies are expanding recruitment beyond traditional sources. International workers, career changers, and non-traditional candidates are being actively recruited. Training programs for entry-level workers have proliferated. Companies that previously required experience now offer comprehensive traineeships. The critical minerals boom reshapes mining entirely. Lithium, nickel, copper, cobalt, and rare earth operations are expanding rapidly. These minerals are essential for electric vehicles, battery storage, and renewable energy infrastructure. Data Global projects Australia's lithium output reaching 147,300 tons in 2030, up from 114,400 tons in 2025. Critical minerals projects create thousands of new jobs. Queensland's St. Elmo project will employ 150 workers. The Scone project adds 300 jobs by 2028. New South Wales' Sunrise project creates 377 jobs. South Australia's Sevier Graphite Project adds 200 positions. Victoria's Avon Bank project contributes 588 jobs by 2026. These projects favor younger workers and those with adaptability. Critical minerals operations often incorporate newer technologies from inception. Workers entering these operations build skills directly relevant to mining's future. Environmental, social, and governance considerations are reshaping employment. Mining companies face pressure to reduce emissions, improve indigenous engagement, and demonstrate community benefits. This creates roles in environmental management, community relations, and sustainability. The Green Mining Initiative drives demand for workers skilled in renewable energy integration, carbon reduction, and environmental monitoring. As operations electrify equipment and incorporate solar power, electrical and renewable energy skills become more valuable. The sector's commitment to indigenous employment is expanding opportunities for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Mining projects now include specific indigenous employment targets. Co-management arrangements with traditional owners create new roles in cultural heritage protection and land management. Female participation in mining is increasing. 20% of mining employees were women as of August 2025. While this remains low, the trend is upward. Companies actively recruit women for operational and technical roles. Facilities are improving to support gender diversity. Let's address the challenges honestly, because mining work isn't for everyone. The FIFO lifestyle strains relationships. Extended absences from partners, children, and friends create emotional difficulty. Family events may be missed. Relationship breakdowns are unfortunately common among FIFO workers. Mental health challenges affect mining workers. Isolation, extended work hours, and separation from support networks contribute to depression and anxiety. The industry has increased focus on mental health support, but the risks remain real. Physical demands are substantial. 12-hour shifts in harsh environments, extreme heat in the Pilbara, dust, noise take a toll. Injuries, while less common due to safety improvements, still occur. Mining remains one of the more hazardous industries. Job security can be volatile. Mining is cyclical. Commodity price booms create hiring surges, while downturns trigger layoffs. The Burton coal mine in Queensland went into administration in 2025. BHP announced job cuts at Salaries South. Contractor positions face particular vulnerability during downturns. Geographic isolation limits social connections. Many mine sites are hundreds of kilometers from major towns. Weekend activities are restricted to what's available in camp. Workers who thrive in vibrant social environments may struggle with mining's isolation. However, for those who adapt successfully, the benefits are extraordinary. The financial rewards enable rapid wealth building. Workers commonly clear significant debt within 2 to 3 years. House deposits are accumulated quickly. Early retirement becomes achievable. The skills acquired translate broadly. Equipment operators, mechanics, electricians, and engineers gain experience with cutting-edge technology. These skills transfer to other industries. Mining experience opens doors globally. Australian mining expertise is valued worldwide. Career progression can be rapid. Worker shortages mean promotions come faster than in many industries. A driller's offsider can become a driller within 2 to 3 years. Drillers can progress to supervisor roles. Supervisors advance to superintendent positions. The pathway from entry-level to 6-figure management roles can take 5 to 10 years with dedication. The network effects are valuable. Mining is a relatively small community. Reputation matters. Workers who demonstrate reliability, safety consciousness, and skill find opportunities multiply. Connections made on one site lead to offers elsewhere. So, how should someone actually start? The pathway is clearer than many realize. First, assess personal suitability. Can the candidate handle extended periods away from home? Are they physically capable of demanding work? Do they have family support for FIFO lifestyle? Honest self-assessment prevents costly mistakes. Second, obtain the white card. This one-day certification costs $150 maximum and opens the door. Registered training organizations across Australia offer white card courses. Online searches for white card course plus location identify local providers. Complete this first. Third, consider additional basic certifications. First aid and CPR cost $100 to $200. Working at heights is another $200 to $300. These investments, totaling under $600, substantially improve employability. Fourth, prepare a targeted resume. Highlight certifications prominently. Emphasize transferable skills, reliability, teamwork, physical capability, technical aptitude. Even without mining experience, relevant experience exists. Truck drivers have vehicle operation. Construction workers understand site safety. Hospitality workers know shift work. Fifth, register with multiple recruitment agencies. Don't rely on one. Tech Force Personnel, WorkPack, Resource Development Group, Skilled Careers, and others all recruit for mining. Register with at least 3 to 5 agencies. Respond quickly to opportunities. Sixth, apply directly to major mining companies. Check BHP, Rio Tinto, Fortescue, and South 32 career pages weekly. Look specifically for trainee programs and entry-level positions. These applications take time but offer better long-term prospects. Seventh, prepare for the reality check. Entry-level positions are competitive despite shortages. Hundreds may apply for advertised roles. Persistence matters. Applications may require months before success. Don't give up after rejections. Eighth, nail the interview. Research the company. Understand their operations. Prepare answers about handling FIFO lifestyle. Demonstrate safety awareness. Show enthusiasm. Companies hire attitude and train skills for entry-level roles. Ninth, pass the medical and background checks. Maintain fitness. Disclose any medical conditions honestly. Complete national police check. Drug and alcohol testing is mandatory. Ensure clean results. 10th, commit to excellence once hired. The first rotation determines future opportunities. Show up on time. Follow safety procedures religiously. Work hard. Ask questions. Build reputation. Mining rewards those who demonstrate commitment. For international workers, the pathway requires earlier planning. Research visa options 6 to 12 months before intended arrival. Engage registered migration agents. Obtain skills assessments. Research which trades and skills are most in demand. Target positions on the skills priority list. Electricians, diesel mechanics, plumbers, fitters, and boilermakers all qualify for skilled migration. Engineering roles also qualify. Complete recognition processes before arrival when possible. Consider studying in Australia as an alternative pathway. Vocational education courses in trades provide Australian qualifications plus potential pathways to permanent residency. While expensive upfront, this investment creates long-term opportunities. Network through LinkedIn and industry forums. Join Australian mining groups. Connect with recruiters. Engage with content. Make presence known. When visa approval comes through, having established connections accelerates job search. Let's examine specific salary benchmarks by role to give concrete expectations. Entry-level operational roles, utility workers, trades assistants, laborers, typically earn $70,000 to $95,000. With FIFO benefits of free accommodation and meals, effective value reaches $90,000 to $115,000. Trained equipment operators, Haul truck drivers, excavator operators, production operators earn $95,000 to $130,000. Specialized operators on autonomous systems or complex equipment reach $130,000 to $150,000. Trade positions show wide variation. Qualified electricians earn $110,000 to $170,000, depending on specialization. Diesel mechanics range from $105,000 to $155,000. Fitters and boilermakers earn similar ranges. Drillers' positions, the ones running drilling operations, command $120,000 to $160,000. Driller supervisors exceed $160,000. Senior drillers with blast experience reach $180,000. Mining engineers, as discussed, average $118,000 to $163,000. Senior mining engineers and principal engineers exceed $180,000. Engineering managers reach $200,000 plus performance bonuses. Even support services pay well. Camp cooks earn $75,000 to $105,000. Cleaners and kitchen staff earn $65,000 to $85,000. Administrative positions range from $70,000 to $110,000. These figures represent 2025-2026 market rates based on advertised positions and industry salary surveys. Actual offers vary by company, location, roster, and experience. However, the pattern is clear. Mining pays substantially above most industries for equivalent roles. The roster pattern affects total compensation. A 2-on-1 roster means workers are paid for 14 days every 3 weeks. That's 18.7 swings annually. At $7,000 per swing, that reaches $130,900. A 7-on-7 roster means 26 swings annually. At lower per-swing rates, say $5,500, that's $143,000. Overtime amplifies earnings. Many operations offer overtime opportunities. Overtime rates are typically time and a half or double time. Workers on 12-hour shifts often accumulate significant overtime hours. This can add $10,000 to $30,000 annually. Allowances boost base salary. Remote site allowances compensate for isolation. These range from $3,000 to $8,000 annually. Some positions include tool allowances, meal allowances when traveling, or accommodation allowances for residential workers. Superannuation, Australia's mandatory retirement savings, is additional. Employers contribute at least 11.5% of salary. On $130,000, that's $14,950 annually into retirement savings. Many workers make additional voluntary contributions. The financial opportunity becomes stark when comparing to alternative employment. A retail manager in metropolitan Australia might earn $65,000 to $80,000 with no accommodation or meal benefits. A warehouse supervisor earns $70,000 to $90,000. Entry-level mining roles exceed these figures while providing accommodation and meals. For young workers without university degrees, few alternatives match mining's earning potential. Trades can provide comparable income after years of experience, but mining offers accelerated timelines. A 22-year-old driller's offsider earning $100,000 plus would need exceptional circumstances to match that in most industries. The debt-clearing potential is transformative. A worker earning $130,000 with minimal living expenses during work periods can potentially save $50,000 to $70,000 annually. Student loan? Cleared in 1 to 2 years. Car loan? Gone in months. Credit card debt? Eliminated quickly. House deposit accumulation that might take 5 to 7 years on average Australian wages can happen in 2 to 3 years on mining income. Workers commonly enter mining specifically to achieve financial goals, buy a house, clear debt, build investment capital, then transition to lower-paying but more lifestyle-friendly careers. A 30-year-old who spent 5 years in mining, cleared $100,000 in debt, saved a $200,000 house deposit, and built a $50,000 investment portfolio has financial freedom that enables career flexibility. However, the lifestyle costs require acknowledgement. Missing birthdays, anniversaries, children's school events, and friend gatherings creates emotional expenses. Relationship strain can lead to separation costs. Mental health impacts may require professional support. These aren't measured in dollars, but are real costs. Physical wear on the body from years of shift work, heavy lifting, and harsh environments may create health costs later. Workers need to balance short-term financial gains against long-term health considerations. The social isolation can delay personal development. Workers in their 20s spending years on remote sites may miss networking opportunities, relationship formation, and social skill development that metropolitan living provides. These opportunity costs exist, even if difficult to quantify. Smart mining workers approach the career strategically. They enter with clear financial goals, specific debt elimination targets, deposit savings amounts, investment capital accumulation. They set timelines, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. They plan exit strategies. The goal isn't necessarily lifetime mining employment. Many use mining as a wealth-building phase, accumulate capital, eliminate debt, build investment portfolio, then transition to lower-paying but more lifestyle-friendly careers. A 30-year-old who spent 5 years in mining, cleared $100,000 in debt, saved a $200,000 house deposit, and built a $50,000 investment portfolio has financial freedom that enables career flexibility. Others build long-term mining careers. Progression from operator to supervisor to superintendent to management creates sustained high income. Mining experience translates to project management, safety management, or technical roles. Senior mining professionals leverage experience into consulting, training, or business ownership. The diversity of career pathways is expanding. Traditional operational careers remain, but new pathways emerge. Data analysts interpret operational metrics. Process engineers optimize automated systems. Environmental specialists manage sustainability. Community relations professionals manage stakeholder engagement. Technology specialists integrate digital systems. These emerging roles often command even higher salaries than traditional positions. A data scientist analyzing mining operations might earn $160,000 to $220,000. A specialist in autonomous systems integration can command $200,000 plus. These positions combine mining knowledge with cutting-edge technical skills. For job seekers in 2026, the opportunity is unprecedented. The combination of worker shortages, high salaries, lowered entry barriers, and industry transformation creates conditions that may not persist. Economic cycles turn. Automation progresses. The window of maximum opportunity won't stay open indefinitely. The 22,000 new jobs projected through 2030 represent significant hiring, but demand is front-loaded. Approximately 7,500 jobs pushed to 2028-2030 timelines means the bulk of hiring happens 2025 to 2027. Job seekers acting now position themselves optimally. The 96 projects worth $129.5 billion include 62 new developments. These projects create opportunities for workers to join operations from inception. Early employees often gain advantages in progression as operations expand. The critical minerals focus reshapes opportunity distribution. Gold and energy projects lead at 16 each, but critical minerals and rare earths account for 10 projects. Copper projects total 9. These aren't traditional iron ore or coal operations. They represent mining's future. Workers entering critical minerals operations build skills directly relevant to future demand. As the world electrifies transportation and expands renewable energy, critical minerals become more valuable. Australia's position as a major supplier ensures sustained demand. The geographic distribution of opportunities matters. While Western Australia dominates with Pilbara iron ore, critical minerals projects span multiple states. Queensland, New South Wales, South Australia, Victoria, and Northern Territory all host significant projects. This geographic spread creates opportunities beyond traditional mining regions. The investment scale is massive. $129.5 billion represents extraordinary capital deployment. Each $1 billion of mining investment creates hundreds of jobs during construction and dozens to hundreds during operations. The multiplier effects throughout the economy generate additional opportunities in logistics, services, accommodation, and retail. So, what's the bottom line for someone considering mining in 2026? The opportunity is real. The salaries are genuine. The barriers to entry are lower than most industries offering comparable pay. The workforce shortage creates conditions favoring job seekers. However, success requires realistic assessment. Mining isn't for everyone. The FIFO lifestyle demands resilience. The physical work requires capability. The mental isolation tests mental strength. The safety risks demand constant vigilance. For those who can adapt, the rewards are extraordinary. Financial freedom accelerates, debt disappears, savings accumulate, investment opportunities emerge, career progression happens quickly, skills developed transfer broadly. The pathway starts with action. Obtain that white card, build those certifications, target those applications, engage those recruiters, prepare for those interviews, commit to that first rotation. The industry is hiring now. 326,000 current workers prove the industry scale. 22,000 new positions through 2030 demonstrate continued growth. Salaries reaching $200,000 show the financial potential. Entry barriers requiring just 1 day of white card training reveal accessibility. The question isn't whether mining offers opportunities in 2026. It clearly does. The question is whether job seekers possess the determination to seize them. The jobs exist. The salaries are real. The pathway is clear. For those ready to commit, Australian mining in 2026 represents one of the most accessible paths to six-figure income available. The industry needs workers. Companies are actively recruiting. Training programs are available. Financial rewards are substantial. The window won't stay open forever. Automation advances. Economic cycles shift. Commodity prices fluctuate. The current combination of high demand, worker shortages, and accessible entry represents a unique moment. Take that first step. Book that white card course. Start those applications. Contact those recruiters. Research those companies. Prepare that resume. The Australian mining industry in 2026 isn't just hiring, it's offering life-changing opportunities to those ready to grab them.